Welcome everybody. We're here today in One Horse Guards Parade in the heart of London to interview the Formula One legend that is Bruno Senna. Bruno, how are you today?
I'm very good. It's nice and sunny in London, so we had a good Formula E test yesterday as well, so all looking good.
Excellent. So what's your reason for being in the UK? I know you were saying testing, so how's testing going? And I suppose, could you describe to our audience a little bit about what Formula E is?
Yeah, of course. Yesterday was the last Formula E test before we start the season in Beijing. So definitely a very important test day for us. Everything went well, and I'm happy to report that we found some good things in the car. But definitely Formula E is like what we believe will be the future of motor racing. We have full electric cars. We're racing on street tracks, which are much more easy to maintain and to less disruptive than building a proper circuit. And it's going to be pretty eventful. I think we're going to see lots of very competitive drivers racing really hard for the first championship.
And we talk about competition. Who are the kind of top three teams? Are you guys one of the top three teams? Will you be the fastest driver on the track?
Well, I hope so. We are. It's hard to know exactly where everybody is because we've been testing in Donington, which is a very different track from what we're going to be racing at. But I believe we are. I think we are in the top three teams. And I believe that we have at least 8 drivers that can win the championship. Is that strong out of 20? And I think it's going to be pretty hard.
And we were talking before, obviously with sustainable cars, they're running on batteries. You can't have tyre changes and you're not kind of changing tyres. So when the battery runs out, how does that work? Do you swap into another car? What's the deal there?
Yeah, there's a bit of novelty going on in Formula E. Normally you stop and you change your tyres and you put fuel on. In this case, you just stop one car, jump from it, and jump into another car, exactly the same, and then drive off for the second half of the race. It's very, very critical to use the energy right, because you have a certain amount of energy you can use for the stint, and that's going to be very crucial to get it perfectly, because if you go over, you get a penalty. If you are under, you're not as efficient as you can be. So it's going to be very tough for the teams and drivers to get it.
And you're going around the world, so Formula E is going around the world. Is there one particular city or country that you are most looking forward to racing in?
Well, I was really looking forward to going to Brazil. Initially, we had a Brazilian race in the calendar, and unfortunately, with the World Cup, Brazil had to pull out. But I guess what I can call home next is Monaco, and it's one of my favorite tracks as well. Very lucky to be able to race on one of my favorite tracks in the world and live there at the same time. So going there next year will be very exciting. It's also one of the few tracks, actually the only track that everybody almost knows in the grid, so it's going to be even more competitive than normal.
And obviously there's a race in Miami, and you are going to be speaking at our Festival of Media Latam, which is in Miami in October. What are you most looking forward to at the conference?
Well, I'm very excited to go to Miami first. I mean, it's like, I think everybody likes Miami. It's always good fun. For me, going to the conference will be like a new opportunity to help put Formula E in front of the media in the world. And I think we're trying to portray the image of what Formula E really is, which is renewable. We're trying to give back a bit to the world. You know, motor racing is definitely not the most eco-friendly sort of sport you can have in the world. But suddenly it can be. Suddenly it can be the actual drive to make road cars not use petrol anymore. And suddenly, if that can happen because we're helping it, then it's great. We're having fun and doing good at the same time.
Yeah. And Miami is a good place to do that, definitely. And in that room, there'll be a host of brands and media agencies and media owners. So I see, obviously, here you're wearing your sponsor's hat, and Gillette is one of those sponsors on there, Embratel. How important are sponsors for Formula E and for you yourself as a driver?
The sponsors are, I think, everything in sport. It's very easy to see that Americans, they get it. They know all the sports in America are well funded. You know, they know that sports bring a great viewership to the sponsors back, and they do great deals for sponsorship there. Elsewhere in the world, it's harder to find real sponsorship, and it's a shame because it can help so much. But without them, then we cannot go racing. We cannot go about most sports without the very important sponsors. And I guess some of the partners, as I found out with Gillette and Bertel and my long-term sponsors, they help you with your career as well, not only by giving you money, but also by helping you with motivation, raising your profile. When they get involved, they really help you.
Okay. And it's quite interesting. Yesterday I happened to notice your ad campaign you did with Gillette, which was a viewers and kind of social media experts could go around your face with a racing car. Is that right? What did that involve and how did that come about?
Yeah, they are very full of funny ideas. We had a few campaigns with Gillette. I think the one that I had the most fun with was the one I did, the classic Gillette advert, the one that everybody can see on TV with the athletes going and doing the shave. The funny thing about it was that they got a model to do the little kiss in the end, but she was a bit too short. Maybe they didn't quite calculate that I was too tall or she was too short, so they had to put a little box behind me. So she had to climb on it. It was good fun. My face was very smooth for a long time after wearing this shaving cream for maybe 5 or 6 hours.
And I can see today, obviously, Gillette is working wonders for you. There's not any facial hair there, unlike myself, who's very lazy with shaving.
Yeah, I'll get them to send you a few razor blades.
Absolutely. and I suppose talking of sponsors and brands, is there, if you could pick, obviously the sponsors you've got, amazing, but if you could pick 2 or 3 more, is there any kind of brands you would love to have on board?
You know, I'm very into technology. A few companies that I'm, of course, very fond of are Intel. I really like what they do. I like what Qualcomm does as well. They're really raising the game. And I guess, you know, Microsoft is, I'm a Windows guy, so definitely one of those guys. Google, you know, it's all in the fan base, and I'm one of them.
Okay, no, that's great. I mean, it's always nice to know what your dream is. And we talked about the Gillette campaigns. Do you have much input in how those campaigns play out in terms of the creative or in terms of what you want to do? Could you phone them up and say, I've got an amazing idea, I'd love to do this? Yeah,
I tell you what, it's hard to outdo them when it comes to having crazy ideas. They come up with all sorts of crazy ideas. We've raced segways in a go-kart track. We've done, imagine, I'm pretty terrible in football, and I did some sand football with the Brazilian beach football team, which wasn't particularly good. We've done one time something which was for me, which was like driving some simulators with some tennis players, but then of course I had to go play tennis with them, and it was so yeah. They come up with all sorts of crazy ideas, and they make you sometimes look very good, sometimes it don't look so good.
Okay. For a Brazilian to say they're not very good at football, you're probably still better than most of the teams in the Premiership. You must be.
Well, yeah, I'm a bad Brazilian in that respect. I'm really not very much into football, but also it's probably because I was always the goalkeeper whenever I was playing at school, you know. So I cannot have that thing. I don't hold it against my friends, but yeah.
Okay, and kind of coming back to the racing and where you are in racing, obviously Formula E has got yourself, it's got Lucas Di Grassi. What other former Formula 1 drivers or other drivers can we expect to see in Formula E? And are you kind of launching a campaign to try and encourage more of the guys who are thinking of retiring from F1 to come into Formula E?
We're going to run out of space like that. Now we got Buemi, we got Nelson Piquet, maybe he's going to be doing it, he's been testing. We got Alguersuari. You got Frank Montani, you got Trulli. There's quite a few. It's hard to remember all the names. Funnily enough, this time we're going to have Nico Prost, he's son of Alain Prost, and it's the first time we're going to be racing together on the same championship. So that should be quite cool. Yesterday he was second, I was third in the standings on the test day, so that's not too bad. So yeah, we can see some good fights brewing up, and I guess it's just going to take 1 year of competitive racing for Formula E to become really a place where everybody can want to go.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. What does success look like for Formula E, and how long, in your opinion, do you think before it starts to resonate with the audiences in the same way that F1 does?
I think success for Formula E, first of all, is to get the formula right. It's very difficult to get into a completely new, different championship like this and get everything right. You need to tweak the formula so that it becomes popular with the fans and also with the people who are competing in it. Keeping costs in control also is very important. But of course, for the people who are involved, the manufacturers, the sponsors, all the people who are actually doing it, Formula E will have to be successful in the media. And I think the efforts that they're doing with social media are very important. But at the same time, the TV and all the exposure that Formula E needs to get will be very dependent on the fans being involved and then getting the cities to commit, and then everybody can come to the races and make great spectacles for the fans.
And interesting, you talked about social media. We had a quick chat before the interview about how you managed to obtain a lot of social media followers with a video of you going backwards around the track at Spa. Do you have plans to do similar sort of stunts to get Formula E on the map?
I don't know. We're going to have to talk to Alejandro to see if we can get one of those cars doing something that they shouldn't be doing. But yeah, I mean, social media is all about some viral campaigns that sometimes can happen. In this case, I was driving the wrong way around Eau Rouge with my phone in my hand, which I don't recommend to anyone, by the way. But it was great. I got lots of followers, and with the fan boost functioning Formula E, that's going to be very helpful.
And you obviously mentioned earlier maybe a rivalry with Nico Prost, which is brilliant. So we're going to see Prost-Senna rivalry again. I mean, it's classic stuff, classic Formula E. Surely that's our kind of headline for Formula E and taking it out to the public. And
perhaps Piquet as well. That would be like the 80s all over again. But it's very nice to have that sort of thing going on. But for me, the most important thing is to be ahead of everybody else, whoever it is. I guess for everybody else, the same thing, to beat whoever is the closest competitor. And if Nico is P2 and I'm P1, I'm happy. If Nico is P anywhere and I'm in front, I'm happy. That's how it goes.
Good. And kind of drifting back into social media, there's a special thing that viewers and followers of you can do to boost your race chances. How does that work and what does it involve?
Yeah, there's a function called Fan Boost in Formula E, which is a bit unorthodox for motor racing events. The fans can vote for a few drivers, 3 drivers per race, to have one extra bit of boost in each car. So you get a bit of extra power, not only for maximum power, but also you can have a bit more duration in your battery. It's very tiny. It only makes a difference if you get the whole strategy right. If you get the fan boost in the wrong time, it won't help you. If you make a mistake, it won't help you. So it's not guaranteed that it's going to make a difference. It's a bit like the fans in a football stadium supporting the home team. Right. That's how much it can make a difference. It's not guaranteed to, but it can help.
Okay, so it's definitely something for our fans and our viewers and our readers to actually get involved in and support Senna here.
Yes, vote for me.
We're Team Senna here at M&M.
We're Team Senna.
Now you're speaking in Miami for us. We're very much looking forward to that.
So. Oh yeah, no, definitely. I got good support from my followers, and yeah, hopefully everybody's going to continue giving me.
Brilliant. And will you stay around at Festival of Media, or after your talk, will you stay around and join us for dinner and some drinks, and we can show you Miami, or you can show us the good Miami?
I think you're going to have to show me, but definitely, yeah, I want to stay a few more days and enjoy Miami a little bit. Doing a one-day trip is not exactly what is ideal, but now for sure we can enjoy Miami a little bit, and you can show me the good times.
We'll do our best. And I suppose for you, when does the first race start? Is it September, if I'm not mistaken?
Yeah, first race is September 13th in Beijing, around the Olympic Stadium. So very cool venue to start the championship. From what I've seen, Beijing has already started publicizing the race. There's lots of outdoors and banners around town. So that's really cool. You know, it shows that the race is going to be popular, and hopefully you can see lots and lots of people there giving Formula E the good support it deserves.
Yeah. And what was your inspiration for kind of going into Formula E? Because I know you've obviously been involved in Le Mans for quite a while. Can you do Le Mans and Formula E at the same time, or will you just be concentrating Formula E only now? For me, Formula E was, first of all, a way to get back into single-seaters. I really enjoyed driving single-seaters. I've only been out of single-seaters for a year since I started racing. And that was like a way to do it. As well as, I believe that electric cars will be not necessarily powered by batteries, but electric motors will be the way that cars will go in the future. And if we can help the development of that, with technology, with new technology, with development, then if I can be part of it, it's very cool. And you have to always look for options on different things to race. And this looked for me pretty good. So yeah, we can do Formula E and other championships at the same time. Formula E at the moment has only 10 races divided in 2 years, or 10 races per year roughly. So you can actually join with other championships if the dates don't clash too much, and end up having a very busy year. Yeah. And you mentioned electric cars, that's the way forward. Do you yourself drive an electric car, or are they too slow around town at the moment?
Not yet. You can say that, but Teslas are pretty quick. So I think a few of the electric cars are made for city centers, but some others are more diverse, like the Tesla. I don't know. I actually still drive a petrol car, but mine is a petrol with a small engine, a turbocharger, and a supercharger. So it's highly efficient.
Absolutely, and quick around corners.
Not as quick as I would like it to, but it will be eventually.
You've got to stick to speed limits, you know, it's terrible here in London. Too many tickets otherwise.
Of course.
Well, thank you very much, Bruno. We very much look forward to seeing you in Miami at Festival of Media. Thank you.
My pleasure. Thank you.